Hey guys, you may be able to tell from the mess on the desk. We're doing another sewing project today.
There's a new day that will come again tomorrow.
So what happened was I was sorting through my closet and I pulled aside a couple of pieces that I was like, I'm not really wearing it anymore. It doesn't really suit my style right now. I wonder if I could alter it to better suit the way I like to dress now. And I have a lot. I pulled a lot of items, enough to fill this little hand carry bag. So the first one that I started working on were these pair of distress Zara skinny jeans. This was my original peg because I love this skirt. I love how it looks on me. I wanted to try and emulate this, but I didn't have enough fabric for it. So instead, I decided to go with a mini skirt. This cute one that I wear all the time. I thought how nice would it be to have a white version, so that's what I did. I spent almost the entire day taking in the waistline because these used to sit quite low on my hips. And it had this weird problem where it was really baggy around the waist, but then really tight everywhere else, so it was very uncomfortable. So I took out about 1.5 inches from the back so that this would sit nicely on my waist. And it's also why I'm wearing little cycling shorts today, because if I have to try these on and off for you guys, then I don't want to have to bother with having to take off my clothes and changing every single time. So we're just gonna slip it on. All right, let me show you the progress I've made so far. Whoop. Okay, so I managed to make it smaller so that it would fit perfectly on my waist, which we love. And now the next step is, this is what I hate about these old jeans. Look how teeny tiny these pockets are. Like, what am I supposed to fit in this? It's so frustrating. Anyway, so the thing I need to do now is obviously to take care of this bit over here. This is the length that I've decided on based on this skirt. It's actually a lot long. Nope, I take it back. It's exactly the same as this skirt. So this is a Love Bonito skirt that I wear a lot. So I figured I would just use this because I know that it works for me. So this is the length that I'm working on, and this is the gap that I will be needing to fill. I also need to figure out, this is really embarrassing, but I need to figure out what to do with this bit over here behind me, because I do not love that this is like forming a little circle thing, and it's like a really weird bullseye towards my butt. So I need to figure out a way to kind of shape it a lot nicer so that it's just a lot less awkward when I put it together. So what I'm going for is something like this, where it's just like a little slit. And even in the skirt that came from the store, they have that little panel, like a little front panel here, and it looks nice. So I think I'll do that. Usually what I would do when I'm taking in the waist is I rip the whole bottom edge here and the top edge. Then I pull out the waistband and I create 2 darts that I hide in the pockets. But since I had to seam rip this whole thing open to turn it into a skirt, I had access to the whole back panel over here. So what I did was I just seam ripped it all the way up and then overlapped the 2 sides of the jeans, like basically pulled it in together to get rid of the excess fabric. And I'm so happy. I know it's such a mess because of all my like tailor's chalks, but I'm so happy with how it turned out because I was able to line up like the 2 edge seams here. I don't really know what they're called, but the 2 back seams now line up perfectly. And then there's this extra seam like making a little triangle here, which obviously wasn't part of the original design, but like the fact that it lines up is very satisfying to me, and it really just makes me feel like, oh, you know what, that worked out quite well. And there's some parts that I missed here in the back where my needle didn't quite catch, so that's not great. Because this is a home machine, it's actually quite difficult for me to go over like really thick bits like here where the belt loop is. I'm gonna be like pulling these on and off repeatedly. This is eventually gonna rip because it did not catch all the bits of the fabric. So let's just do it again. See, look at that. This whole bottom portion didn't catch. So it was just one stitch holding it together. So I think like if I just put this in the wash one time, it would have fallen apart. Just not great, not what we want. Seam ripping is like my least favorite task. I've learned to really take it easy on myself with these sewing projects. Before, if you look at the videos that I've made in the past, I would try to finish it. I would try to finish everything in a day, which like would burn me out completely, and I just really hated the process. But like if that's what I had done for these ones, then I would not be redoing these. I would just be like, forget it. Let's just leave it and see what happens. But since I did this 2 days ago and I've had some time to rest and recuperate, I'm feeling fresh enough that I can re-tackle this this sad excuse for a waistband that I've made. Part of me is actually really worried that this tailor's chalk is not gonna come off, and I've marked the whole back of my white jeans. I mean, it's tailor's chalk. Surely it'll come off, right? That remains to be seen. You know what's funny? We learned how to sew in high school, but like I've forgotten almost all of those lessons. And now I'm just doing it like for myself and for fun. Okay, that looks good. Let's take it to the sewing machine. This is when I get into trouble. I'll pull it out and then everything moves and then I have to redo everything. Okay, slow. Okay. The really thick bits like this, my machine refuses to go over, so I have to hand crank it to get it over, lift the foot, kind of massage that in, because it's just too much fabric. I mean, when I bought this thing, I did buy the cheapest machine I could find, the most beginner piece, because I was worried that I wouldn't stick with it and I didn't want to invest that much in it. Which, like for a beginner, good move, I think. But now that I want to get into more ambitious projects, it's really frustrating that it can't do, oh shoot, hang on, like it can't do like thicker fabrics, denim. Oh no, that didn't move forward. I don't know if that was the move. This is really annoying. This is really, really annoying me. Would you please stay out of the way? Thank you. Here we go. Okay, we're over the hump. Also, as much as possible when I am upcycling things like this, I do want it to be like in the same style as the original, to look as professional as possible. I don't want my clothes to look like I've DIY'd them. Too close. Too close to the pin. Just a second. I am terrified of hitting a pin and the needle snapping and like breaking in half and hitting me in the eye. So. Okay. It looks clean in the front. Moment of truth. Freaking A! I've missed every single one again. How? Oh, all right. Oh, I have to do it again. The pins are just not working for me. So what I'm doing is, because I am not doing this a third time. Where's my little thimble? Anyway, I am hand stitching a little basting stitch to hold this in place temporarily. And then I will try to stitch it in place with the machine, and hopefully that will give me better results. Third time's the charm. Let's do this. Here's hoping this is a lot better. So it seems to be bunching up in a really weird way, which I'm not loving. But we're just gonna keep going and hope for the best. Oh, thank goodness it made it through the hump. Okay, back stitch. And we are not doing that again. Okay. Ah, yes, got it. Reattach the belt loop. Look how nice that looks. See, the best results I get when I'm not filming. All right, let's actually get to the skirt. Just trying it on again to see if I like the length that I picked out. Let me move this out of the way. It is slightly more high-waisted than these ones. These sit like about an inch lower, so that's why the length is there. I'm just thinking, so there are concerns. There are concerns with the length, like you know, when you bend over, am I gonna like show everyone everything? So how long do I want it to be? I want it to be longer in the back. This is why I do not film this process. These are the things that I have to do. But yeah, not glamorous, but this is how it works. Right, so like if I were to bend over, I would want it to be like at least this long. So let's leave the back longer, like up to here. This is like the most inefficient way to figure out how long I want something. All right, that seems too long. I might just cut all of this out because this is a ridiculous process to be having. Oh, here. Okay. Like mid-thigh. Yeah, see? See? So when you're standing it's so long. When I bend over though, maybe I should just make it the length of the cycling shorts. It's just getting shorter and shorter. All right, you know what? I'm gonna figure out the length of these and then I'll be right back. This is the weird butthole situation that I was talking about that we need to remedy. So I will most likely fold this to create like more of a straight line and then cut out like a larger triangle panel to fill in this gap. I want to follow the shape of this skirt because I like how that looks on me. And then for the length, I'm just gonna go an inch longer than the Love Bonito skirt. Oh, which is like how much I thought it would be when I was doing my little bend over test. Oh, I really hope this is right. Okay, here goes nothing. Adios. All right. Ta-da! The next step would be to take one of these leg panels, stick it under here, and create the missing part of our fabric. Basically just gonna sew that together. Ta-da! And can you see it? Can you see it? We have the makings of our little mini skirt. Let's try to straighten out the length of this thing. I don't know how I did this. Still not even, but slightly better. Okay, I have pinned everything in place and cut it to the length I think it should be. Let's try it on. Moment of truth. Huh. That is not bad. That looks okay, actually. How about that? You can hear the surprise in my voice. Yeah, I think this is good. I think this is a good place to sew things down and start trimming everything. Huh. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I tried this on and repinned it at least 3 or 4 more times before sitting down to finally sew everything into place. This is what takes the longest with all of my sewing projects, my crippling indecision. But I think I am ready to commit. Oh, I have a bit of a headache. Don't know if that's related to this project or not. Most likely though. You know what? That is not bad. That is not bad at all. Huh. So surprised with myself. All right. Fingers crossed. This keeps going. Let's finish everything up and then I will do a final try on and show you the finished skirt. So yesterday I turned off the camera thinking to myself, I'm almost done. Like I just have to do the last couple of seams and then I'm done. So there's no need to film this anymore. Nothing eventful could possibly happen at this point, right? Boy, was I wrong. That's when everything started to go wrong and I just lost it. Like I had like a tiny meltdown. I couldn't take it anymore. I know now it's because I said earlier in the video that I've been really good at pacing myself and not pushing myself too hard with these projects. But when I'm filming, I do tend to get in the mindset of everything needs to get done. And because of that mentality, I really did push myself way past my tipping point. And I was just over it. Like I'm over this project. I stepped away from it. I went to do a workout to kind of burn off some of that negative energy. Once I calmed down, I came back, I took a look at what needed to be done. I only needed like this much left. So I was like, I can do it. I can unjam this machine and then just finish this stitch and then I'll be done. And then tomorrow I can be fresh and come back and just show you the final reveal. So I sat down and I calmly took apart the rat's nest of thread that was stuck in my machine. And then in less than 2 minutes, I had finished the project. All I needed was a little space, a little break, and I got it done. And this is how it turned out.
To get you through your struggles, I will always think of you and me.
What do you guys think? I absolutely love it. This is what I always say about sewing. I hate the entire process. I love the results. It is like the complete opposite of when I'm painting. When I'm painting, my brain just goes to a happy place and I'm like, you know, all rainbows and unicorns. And sometimes I don't love the results, but I had a good time getting there. Sewing is like the opposite of that. After throwing it in the wash, it started to fray a little bit and I really like that look. So after a few more washes, I'm sure it's gonna give it more of that like distressed edge look, and then I'm really gonna love this skirt. Thank you for joining me on this journey. At the very least, I hope seeing me struggle a little bit was enjoyable for you guys. Be sure to give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't yet, leave me a comment down below. I love reading your thoughts on the things that I'm getting up to, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!
There's a new day, and it will restore us. There'll be new ways. This is not the